where so many life-saving, heroic days happen every single day. My name is Claudia Rossi.
Yay!
I serve on the Santa Clara County Board of Education. I am a resident of South County. I am a mother and I am a registered nurse. Thank you for being here. Tomorrow a court hearing will be held on the stay on the sale of St. Louis, DePaul, and O'Connor to county. The stay was requested by Attorney General Becerra. O'Connor Hospital in San Jose and St. Louis Hospital in Gilroy are critical to both our safety net healthcare system and the health and well-being of the residents of our community.
Yeah.
The County of Santa Clara was the only bidder, and the sale went through. The Attorney General's actions could have a significant impact on 2,000 employees, including hundreds of doctors and nurses, and the thousands of patients who need those hospitals to remain open. The decision to stop this sale could endanger the lives of patients who face a medical emergency. It could also hinder community members' access to routine medical checkups. This is the site where women who are not able to access healthcare are able to get mammograms. And as women and mothers, we know what that can mean.
Yeah.
Without St. Louis and O'Connor hospitals, our county will lose 451 hospital beds. Think of that. People needing those beds would have to go outside of our county to receive care. And as nurses, we know if we have a patient who is having a stroke, time is brain. We are talking about life-saving services in a timely fashion. That could mean the difference between life and death. We stand here knowing that the lives of our children, our parents, husbands and wives and neighbors are at stake. We are united on this effort to save St. Louis.
Yes.
We all agree these hospitals need to become part of the county and remain open in our community.
Yes.
We are urging Attorney General to allow the sale to proceed. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I am proud to introduce to you Supervisor Mike Wasserman, who needs no introduction. I am convinced that he holds residence in South County. He is always with us. I'm proud to introduce, and I understand he has some news for us.
Yay! Thank you, Claudia. And I want to acknowledge we've got Morgan Hill Mayor Rich Constantine here as well. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for being here. Clearly a South County issue. So, as Claudia mentioned, the actual trial, the hearing is tomorrow. But 2 hours ago, the judge issued a tentative ruling denying the Attorney General's request for a stay. So I got that news in our 6-hour board meeting a couple of hours ago. And I go, I want to get to Gilroy, I want to get to Gilroy, I want to get to Gilroy. At 3:30, I left the county building, and an hour and 10 minutes later, I got to Gilroy.
We're glad you're here.
So thank you. I'm proud, and thank you, Swanee, for organizing. Thank you very much. Thank you. Mark Turner, the Executive Director of Gilroy Chambers, also here. And I really, really appreciate seeing so many friendly and concerned faces. It is essential that every resident of Santa Clara County has access to a hospital in the event of an emergency. This young man here said, if we don't have a hospital in emergency, this is what kids will look like.
Yeah.
Right here. And especially, you know, we're talking about St. Louis and O'Connor, but especially here in South County, where St. Louis is really your only choice. And one thing you don't want to be is in labor at 8 o'clock in the morning, needing to go north on 101.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
Minutes can literally mean the difference between life and death. For me, the issue is simple. The owners of these hospitals filed bankruptcy and the hospitals were put up for sale. Only one entity, the County of Santa Clara, and I've heard several people say, well, there were dozens of people interested in yeah, there were dozens of people, dozens of organizations that inquired about the income and the expenses and the specifics of purchasing these two properties. But only one entity put their money where their mouth and their concern was, and that was the County of Santa Clara. Santa Clara County was and remains the only entity to have stepped forward, made an offer based on the appraisal, which was accepted by the bankruptcy court, and the sale was to go through. The judge approved the sale. Unfortunately, the Attorney General's office objected, and I say unfortunately because if the only bidder, Santa Clara County, is not able to complete the purchase in the next few weeks, these hospitals will likely close. That would be horrific. Absolutely horrific. This is not like losing one hospital in San Jose, where there's half a dozen other options. It's different here. This is very, very important. I implore the Attorney General to step aside. And perhaps, the judge's ruling a couple of hours ago will encourage him to do so tomorrow. I don't know. But the news we got a couple of hours ago is as good as it could have got. Now we need to win again tomorrow. But each of these instances are battles. It is not the war. We need to win the battles. We need to win the war. But the risk before us is we won at this level. We expect to win tomorrow. But then that decision can be appealed to the next level of court, a district court. We can win there, and then it can be appealed to the Court of Appeals. We can, oh no, time's out. Deal's done. Verity walks away. Doors are closed. 1,500 to 2,000 doctors and nurses who need to pay their rents and their mortgages and feed their families find employment elsewhere. This isn't just about saving the hospitals. It's also about saving a couple of thousand jobs. Okay? It's also ensuring that South County has a local hospital where people in need can go to conveniently and readily and quickly. Because as was said by Claudia, time is brain. Time is brain. Okay? Like I said, I'm imploring the Attorney General to step aside so the sale can close and the hospitals can stay open. We must put patients first. Save jobs, save the hospitals, save lives.
Yeah!
Save St. Louis Hospital. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take a look around you. This is what community looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Thank you for being here. We continue with the program. I'd like to invite Bob Segala up. Bob has been a Gilroy resident for how many years, Bob?
50 years.
Wow.
Kind of my age. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you. Thank you for all being here. I want to make a shout out to one person, the lady who trained me. Christy, raise your hand. I belong to SEIU. I joined SEIU when I was 19. Because of the position or the acknowledgement I got from my workers, I got active. I negotiate contracts for medical benefits. I worked on healthy kids. I worked on a mental health initiative. I am now working on single payer. And I've been doing a lot with the nurses in Sacramento. I've done a lot of lobbying in the last 10 years on single payer. I know how important this hospital is to our community by personal experiences. I got hurt on a job. I never thought that I would be constantly going to the hospital. See that building back there? That's where I get my therapy.
Yep.
And 80% of the business they get is from this hospital. If this hospital closed, they close. Like that sign says, regional hospital.
That's
When I go there, I see people from Hollister, Watsonville, even San Jose. Okay, I know how important this hospital is. I'm a Asian flu survivor. I got the Asian flu. We didn't have insurance. We lived in a rural area in Porterville, and I remember being a little kid. Mom, why am I so sick? And I found out what hospital means insurance. My mom had tuberculosis, and in those days they put you in the hospital and they locked the door.
Yep. You died.
But because of that, she became a nurse's aide and worked 40 years at Valley Medical Center. And it was her way of paying back for all the help that she got. And the same thing, I got that from her. I know why this hospital is so important. About 20 years ago, I'm going up Pacheco Pass, and I'm the first person at an accident.
Yep.
I could not pull that lady out. The jaws of life had to pull her out. And at that time, we only had 2 fire stations here in Morgan Hill. And they were all busy, and the fire department had to come from Morgan Hill. She passed away. Working for the county, I took CPR and first aid, and I was medically trained, but I could not help her. And the thing is response time is real important.
Yep.
Because we only have 5 ambulances in South County. I've talked to people that when they're sick and they got to be transported, they got to wait an hour.
Yeah.
I live on Santa Teresa. Part of my property was taken away to put a fire department behind me, and the reason why they were able to was because of response time.
Yeah.
If this place closed, we're going to have to take people to Kaiser in Burnell or Valley Medical Center. Us older people aren't going to survive.
No.
In some situations, the younger kids. If mothers, you know what I'm talking about. You protect your kids. We have to keep this hospital open. I'm going to be standing over here after this meeting. We need to get organized.
Yep.
Okay. Last thing. When I was a little kid, the teacher asked me, "What are 4 ways of communication?" I said, "Well, telegraph, telephone, and television." And the teacher goes, "Mr. Segala, what's the other way?" I said, "Tell my grandmother."
Yeah.
Well, why? My grandmother knows everybody in Porterville. If you tell her, everybody's going to know.
Yep.
That's what we need to do.
Yep.
We got to talk to our neighbors. We got to talk to our friends. You know, this is not a Democrat or Republican issue.
No.
This is not business or other or people or unions.
Life and death.
This is life or death.
Right.
And you see these kids, we need to give them a good hospital.
Yep.
Good medical support. Talk to your neighbors. If you belong to a club, talk to the club. Talk at your church. We need to get organized, and we can make a difference. I've seen when people talk the difference that they can make. And people have been realizing we need good insurance and we need good hospitals.
Thank you.
Okay, go out there out in the community.